We've got middleweights next and a couple of guys that like to get the job done early. We have Yura Naito taking on Ateba Gautier, I think is how you say that. But for these guys combined have 12 fights, and 3 of them have made it out of the first round between the 2 of them. So 3 of their combined 12 fights have made it out of the first round, and that is something that makes it a little tough to have a lot of information on these guys, so bear with me. We're going to make our best prediction based off of what we know, but you know, it's more information than we've got on some of the fighters on this card, let's be honest. But it's interesting because we've got a 6-0 fighter in Naito. Hasn't really fought very good competition, to be honest. So take that for what you will. And we have 5-1 over here for Gautier, who also hasn't really fought very good level of competition. So there is that. Now, when we break this down, like I said, both of these guys are fast starters. And yeah, both of them want to get stuff done in the first round, which is good. I mean, that's a good thing to have. It's just they're doing it against pretty low-level competition, so somehow they ended up on the Contender Series because UFC says, we don't really care who you're beating as long as you've got a nice, pretty record and we can throw you on the Contender Series. Okay, cool. For Gautier, good striker. In fact, both of these guys are good strikers, but Gautier is a better striker. He's got power, volume. His knees up the middle are brutal. His head kick is fantastic, and he sets it up off a 1-2, but it's not typical. It's not the 1-2, and then on the 2 side, hit the head kick. No. What he does different is wild. He throws the 1-2. It's not that wild, but it's pretty high level for a guy with 6 fights. It's 1-2, and then he comes up with the lead leg, which honestly I don't think works as well as often, but my goodness does it work when it works. Because, yeah, dude's got a brutal head kick. And so there's that. I think if this fight stays on the feet, Gautier's got a pretty good shot at winning this fight. In the grappling, though, is where he struggles. It's decent early in fights because if he gets on top of you, his ground and pound is pretty gosh darn good. And his takedown defense is always suspect, but early in the fight, he just explodes back to his feet with power and athleticism because he is an athletic guy. But his cardio is a problem. Dude gets tired pretty quick. That first round, maybe a minute or so into the second round, and he's not exploding back up anymore. He's stuck on the mat. He needs to get this done early, which he prefers to do anyway, so that makes sense. He needs to get this done early and predominantly with the striking. Now on the other side, for Naito, he's a good striker as well, but it might also be because the guys he's fighting just crumble, so that's hard to say. He's fought all 6 of his fights over for Pancrase, and I was able to find 5 of those 6 fights to watch, but they're not against any level of competition that you can really gauge much off of. But I can say that he has accurate striking against people that aren't really trying to avoid it too well, and the power seems to be there against guys that are willing to crumble. So there's that. His grappling looks really good, though. His takedown entries, doesn't matter what kind of opponent you're fighting, his entries are clean and nice. He shoots a low shot, gets to the legs, and does a darn good job. So the entries, you can say that is there for sure. Works to advance the position. It could also be because his opponents are not very good, but he does work to advance the position, whether it's the opponent's lack or his attempt. He does make the attempt. Submission Arsenal seems like he knows what he's doing there, and he's got pretty good ground and pound as well. He's also going to try and get things done quick. I believe 5 of his 6 are finish in the first round. So there's that. This is a really tough fight to call for 2 reasons. 1, we have very limited information. And for 2, if this fight stays on the feet, I believe Gautier gets it. And if this fight goes to the mat, I believe that Naito gets it. The problem I can see is that this is going to be one of those fights where you guys are going to do that thing that you do to me sometimes when I tell you to stay away from a fight, but I have to make a pick because I'm making a video and I have to make a pick. And then if I get it wrong, you guys are going to come back, I can't believe you picked that guy. What were you I can't believe it. You told me to bet this guy. I'm telling you now, stay away from this fight. This is not a fight you want to bet on because we don't know much, first off. Unless you just like betting money just for the sake of it, for fun. Like, do whatever you want. But if you're trying to like win money consistently, these are the fights you stay away from because there isn't enough information on these guys to know. I will give you a pick. Just give me a minute. There's not enough information to know. I'm going to make a pick because that's what I do here. And I at least was able to watch a couple fights. It's not like that fight a couple weeks back where there just wasn't anything. But this fight is there's so many red flags and so much unknown for both sides that I don't really feel like you can be confident in either side outside of you're just a big fan of one of them. And if that's the case, good for you. You're going to come in the comments and you're going to say, oh, this guy. I get it. I understand. And it's okay to be a big fan. You guys can do that. I appreciate when you do that. Please do that in the comments. But don't come back here after the fight and get all like, I can't believe you picked so-and-so and so-and-so won. Because, yeah, I'm making a pick simply because I have to. Please don't bet this fight. This is a really hard one to call. I'm just trying to give you that disclaimer because I understand that a lot of you guys are just like parlaying all the picks I make, and that's not a good move. Now, like I said, if it's on the feet, Gautier is probably going to win. Even if their like technical striking is like pretty close, this dude hits like a truck, and that 1-2 head kick is just nasty. So on the feet, he's winning. He's shown a very big weakness in the takedown defense, and Naito has a very solid takedown entry. And if this guy's got any game plan whatsoever, he knows that he's going to have to do that early, which is why I have to pick him here. So we're taking Naito with zero confidence. Like zero. Take that for what you will. If you've enjoyed this breakdown, even though I had to tell you that I'm not confident in this pick, and I know you guys hate to hear that, maybe like this one. I appreciate it. But check out the others on this breakdown series. We've got some good fights this week, so check out the others in the playlist, and you will probably enjoy some of those a little bit better. I'll see you over in one of those.